Boom, we're live. Awesome. Hey everybody, and welcome to today's stream, where we will continue with our Japanese style house. And this is more or less where we finished off at the end of the first stream. We had some great ideas, so I'm kind of hoping today's stream is going to be well, more or less even better than the last one it was. So let's see. Let's see, what do we want to do today? Well, the first thing I actually want to finish off is this elevated area that we created here. And the idea for that thing came off from this image. So what I want to do in here for this is add in this portion here. And I consider that I have another step in here. So let's add that. Hey to everybody, by the way. I see a lot of people are just jumping in right now. And you see, you guys keep pressing the like buttons on the videos. YouTube promotes this video to more people so more people can see it. And in turn, they come back and we have more and more people watching the streams from every single time. So that's a good thing. All right, so what did I do here? Okay, so... all right, here is the problem that I did. Over here now, I want to add in this portion. But what I did, I kind of hastily did though, was I made the top here as an extra part. So it's kind of going across. So since it's actually, yeah, I'm going to have to do some remodeling to this thing. But what I want to do is select this portion, just this guy. Okay, not that guy, but the actual underlying, yeah, this one. And in here, let's add in the geometry. Let's just make it so it's like this. There you go. So like this, now I can add in the extra geometry for this thing, and at the same time, just define where I want to have this step here. So let's go ahead and do something like that. Let's do it simple, maybe like how big is this? Let's go with 150. Yeah, and raise it up probably up to the end. So 150. And the reason for making it 150 in width is because if I take a look at here, I can see that this thing has been basically separated in 3 equal parts. But if we make it 150, it's going to be way too wide. So it's probably going to be something smaller. So let's make it half that size. So let's go with 75 then. Does it look right? Let's see. If I go ahead and go to the... If I compare this thing with this, yeah, the width looks about right for this. So let's do it like that. All right, and de-isolate. And this thing though, I wanted to go up quite a bit. Actually, that quite a bit would probably be around the height of the windows. So maybe something like here. And the reason why I'm not making it go all the way up to the ceiling is because in here we actually have a very high ceiling. So if we put it up to like 3 meters, it's going to look weird and really not practical. So the idea here is that this thing doesn't actually go from the bottom, but it actually starts from around here. So from around here to about here is where everything is going to be shelved, because like I can see it in here, even though it's this part is beneath the platform from here, it's not actually used for anything, just filled up. So the useful part is in line with this piece over here. And now what we can do for the other piece in here, for this whole section, is basically make that thing ceiling. So it's gonna be, let's just bring this thing down here so I can see how tall this thing is. If I put this guy over here, I do want to make sure that this guy can just, yeah, he can stand up straight, no problems. So yeah, let's just do this then, just so I have an idea about the ceiling height. I'm gonna put it fine to about there. Alright, let's just snap this thing. Let's make it one by one. Edit poly, and first of all, just select these guys and snap them to this edge. Select those guys, make sure that they are snapped, so it's fine. And these guys should snap to more or less this front part here, like so. So now get this thing to go even lower, maybe to about here. And having it this way around, because remember, we want to have an actual inset in here, something like maybe let's go in to like so, and extrude it inwards like this. And in here, inside this piece, is where we can put some lighting or recessed lighting or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, something like this. And it's going to break up that flatness of this entire space. Although, come to think of it, it might be a good idea to raise this thing a bit, because I really don't feel comfortable having the ceiling so close to the head, so you cannot even like raise up your hands and just do anything. So let's select this, bring it upwards a bit more to maybe something like this, and just so it's easier so I can see what the hell is going on, I'm gonna hide my wall. This, there we go. So now I can see and raise this thing up to about there, and here we go. This is actually more or less the alright size. Alright. Now, here is another thing that I just noticed. In our reference image, this whole part is a lot smaller. So if we have this thing as 1, then we have just the step and the room finishes. In our case, we should probably add 2 of these, like this, and a step in the middle, which will make it so that this entire place is a lot bigger, so we can have a bigger table. This one is 1, 2, 3, so yeah, 6 people can be seated. I guess we're gonna have to deal with this when we create this portion. So for now, what I'm thinking is just get this thing over on this side as well. Make sure we are not gonna close off this portion, so let's unhide all. Oh yeah, this is not a problem. Not a problem at all, because this is not where the door is. So the door can be opened, and once you walk in, you can have some storage here. It can be something like what we have here with glass, or we can make it a shelves for this piece in here, or even better, ooh, I can actually separate this, and the lower place is where you put your shoes, because from what at least what I know is whenever Japanese people enter a room or a house, what they do is they take off their shoes. So this can be like a stack or a place where you can just stack your shoes and keep them in line. So we can use this thing for that, and it's right next to the door, so that's actually good for us. I like that idea. Alright, so this means that I'm gonna select these 2, keep those. There you go. Now, drop in one line over here, another one over here. I want this line to be in turn with this. this to go in line with this. Select both of these, get this thing all the way back, and bridge this, cap this. And the great thing about using this workflow is that I have the stack on top. With the chamfer turbo smooth and UV map, once I actually open it up, this will work just fine. It doesn't have to have anything done to it. The stack is right, so no problems whatsoever. I'm gonna have to do a bit of modeling here. So let's isolate both of these. Remove that, and remove that. Now, let's do the same thing here. Get this thing to turn it off. Now, in here, select this line, put it in the same line as this. Select that line, put it in the same line as this. And now, and go in, oh, not, what the hell? Ah, yes, the angle thing is selected. Delete this, bridge this apart, or not apart, but bridge it together, bridge this together, bridge this together, and hopefully I'm not gonna break any of the upcoming chamfer turbo smooth and UVs. I will need to do a bit of like pushing out for the geometry, because in here we actually, with the help of the push modifier, this thing is being pushed within the wall, which might not actually be seen from this side. But let's just quickly fix that thing. And at the same time, does it have a lip enough? Yep, it does. In here it doesn't, so I'm going to select both of these and snap them so they're in line with this lip. You too. So now it has a small overhang, I think. So chamfer, poly, and go. Does it have that small overhang? It does have it in here. It doesn't have it in here as well. This should work. Oh, by the way, I do apologize if I don't see the chat right away, because when I'm doing something like this, I try to focus on trying to not screw it up. But if anybody's saying anything and I don't catch you right away and answer it, I do apologize. I will try my best to be... Oh, what the hell? There we go. All right, let's just quickly make this thing, nope, on the Y, move it out a bit, like so. Move this thing, again, Y, and move it up so we have this lip. There we go. And now it should work just fine. There we go. So we got a nice place to step up. Awesome. And we have now that I'm taking a look at this, it kind of looks to be a bit too small, but we already went for it, so whatever. Let's go and do it like this. Get this thing, get this guy to go back in here. We're gonna use him later on, but for now that's fine. All right, let me do some layering here. Create a new layer, and this can be called elevated room, and I want to put everything in there. So I'm gonna select that thing, that thing, that thing, that thing, and this thing. And this one thing as well. Put it in our active layer, which is the elevated room. And I think the only thing that I'm missing here is another piece like this on this side. But I can edit that thing a bit later once I'm sure that this is going to be this right size that I want everything to be at. All right, so let's approach this thing and build it out. I actually like the fact that the middle one is actually a bit longer. It's giving a really nice look to it. So let's make it that way as well. So first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the division. So that means I want to do the connections, and just so it's easier to control, I'm going to go, let me see. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's go with 4 and see how this thing works. These two I actually want to chamfer with something like 25. All right. Delete both of these sides. And now, like we said, we want to have this middle part be a bit bigger than the ones in the middle. So, or the ones in the side. So I'm going to move this thing a bit up to maybe like this. And now I want to get this middle part as well as this one to, and actually, you know what? I'm going to select them like this and inset them very slightly. So let's try with 1, maybe even 2, like this. Now I'm going to detach this as a clone, and at the same time isolate it so I can work on it. Yeah, select those, and bridge them together. So I have the actual hole for this thing. So once we have the hole and the geometry that we just extruded out for it, we can actually start building this thing in. So let's get the middle part first. Or I'm actually gonna just create one of these and then symmetry it over to the other side. So back to selecting just this one. Inset this for a very small amount, like 1 is okay. Now select both of these, inset these for 1. There we go. Now detach, because this is going to be the glass, so I'm going to detach it as a clone. And for this, what's left in here, I should have not detached it as a clone, but actually as geometry. So go back in here, and now for this piece, just give it a shell. That shell is going to be the actual frame for our window that we have in here. So go on the inside like this. Let's go 24. Cool, we got this thing as it is. This is the shell for the glass. This can be 0 with 1, that's okay. Move it backwards like this. Open it up, and in here, before I actually do the shell, I'm going to remove both of these edges because I don't really need them. So with the shell, now we have the glass for the front side, and I can take that glass, copy it over to the back as well, like this. And the only thing that I'm missing in here for the middle part is I can see that there's some sort of shelves in here holding some stuff in it. I might be wrong though, it might be just reflections, but I think these are shelves that you can put something in there. So let's just quickly add in that shelf thing. Let me just check something. Did I make this thing right? Yep. There is one on that side, one on this side. That's cool. There we go. So only this thing. All right, let me just check something. If I go ahead and enter a chamfer of a 0.001 or 0.01, not 0.001 but 0.1, like this. Yeah, it's gonna look a bit crappy here because it's not gonna have proper geometry, but when we put texture on it, yeah, it's still gonna be broken. Nah. Let's try with standard chamfers. Quad chamfer will add that. Standard chamfers will not break it, so we get no smoothing errors, and this thing looks okay for now. All right, cool. So edit poly on top of this. I do need to have some mid portion shelves, so I can detach them off from this part as a clone, of course, as usual. Get the geometry from there, center it, raise it up. You can have one in here, give it a shell so it's a bit thicker. And no, it isn't a load-bearing wall. Let's go with 0. 1 by 1 is fine. I do want to get this thing just pushed a really for a small amount inside on both sides, like this. Yeah, Thomas, no problem, man. I'm not trying to be like defensive or anything. I don't think that this is a load-bearing wall. At least if I'm wrong, I'm gonna have to fix this, but for now I don't think I'm wrong, so I'm fine. I'm gonna attach both of these together, hit it with a chamfer. Again, small chamfer 0.1 should work here. A quad chamfer, yeah, quad chamfer is gonna work, no problems for something as smooth as this. There we go. Now, put this thing with a gray color, put this thing with a darker color so I can actually see what's going on in there. All right, I'm definitely recessed sailing, and I'm gonna hide this thing because it's really in the way. But for now, I'm actually happy with how this thing is starting to look like. Okay, cool. Let's give this thing the same chamfer that we gave the other one of a 0.1. So very sharp edges, no turns, no problems. Let's see the smoothing side. Yeah, no problems anywhere. Yep, no smoothing errors, so we can leave it as it is. And the isolate, give this thing a different colorish, dark, and let's just give it the same texture that I have over here for the flooring. Since this is not a very complicated model at all, UVs shouldn't be a problem, especially if you just use a box modifier for it. Let's go 100 by 100 by 100, and we get the same. You know what? This is really getting in the way. So I'm gonna hide this wall as well, so we can just focus on what we have here. There we go. So very similar to what I had in mind while I was following this image. And the only thing that I do want to do here is I can see that there is some sort of a paneling here. And that's a nice thing to have, because this way it kind of looks flat. So I do want to add either ridges in the middle here, where the division is, or add some paneling on the corners. So let's add those small details as well. because once we're finished with this, we can just hover over and do the other side as well. So I know for a fact that this thing is outwards a bit, so it's protruding away from me here. So this means that I can take this thing, and for the middle part I can either put some planks on this side. Let's see how that thing is gonna look. So edit polygon here, select this, select this, select this and this. This is going to be the first panel, so I'm going to go ahead and detach this as a clone again. No. Yes. I'm going to move them outwards just so I can see what the hell is going on. Isolate just both of these, and let's work in the front viewport so I can see where my geometry is. Right here. Okay. So I want to move this thing almost to the corner here. Let's see how this looks. Oh, wait a second. Let's see how close. Oh yeah. So okay, so the end here is where this thing is protruding, so we do want to get to more or less the corner. So I'm going to select all of these so I know what the hell I'm doing. And again, select this, move it almost to the corner so it's still not touching, like so. Because bear in mind, we will need to have one more of these in the middle here. So I might actually do that as well before I start adding in all of these. Hold on a second. Okay, another idea. Instead of spending all that time just trying to do that, let's do it like this. Select all of these as they are, detach them as such. This will be a lot faster. So select this. Now get those two edges and those two edges, chamfer them around with an open chamfer, something like, let's try 0.5, maybe even less, 0.3. There you go. Open chamfer. There we go. That will make the cut in like that. Now select this, make it planar on the Y. Actually, it is planar already. There is no problem. All right, so it's fine. And this means once we have this, oh yeah, the lower part is made as well. We can just add a shell on top of this. Let's just clean up the edges that we don't need. Add a shell. Move it backwards a bit. And now we can go in here and see where our planks are finishing or ending and move them around. So for the top one, move it downwards to about there. This one, move it upwards. All right, move those on the X. Like this. Move these on the X like this. And I think that I only have to move these edges in here as well. Down till it's almost touching, like that. Move this up. There we go. We got that division in there, so it's kind of looking nice. On top of the shell, again, let's plop a chamfer with a 0.1, maybe something small like that. And just so I can see what the hell is going on in here, what I'm going to do is going to put the UV map box again, 100 by 100 by 100. And just so it's easy to see, I'm going to rotate this map like 90. There we go. So it's not easy going to be it's easier going to be to see where this thing is moving, or where it's ending, and where the other one is starting. And I'm okay with this. I'm okay with how this thing looks for now. Especially when we start adding in lights, this is really gonna pop up. So all of this is gonna get some nice AO, and we're gonna get some nice darker places. All right, cool. So the only thing that I'm missing from here is just one more board, which would be the end one. Let's get this one as well. And detach as a clone again. Shell it with 1 centimeter. Remove all the edges that we don't really need. Like these. Remove. Oh, wait a second. I think. Yep. There we go. Control backspace. Removes that one. Shell will reintroduce a bit more depth, but let's just get the ones on the front and ever so slightly move them outwards, just so we get this bit of a lip. Do the same thing for the backside. Like this. And now just put a UV map on it, box it up to 100 by 100 by 100. All right, that is okay. Might be a bit too much on this side, so we can control that, which is always great. Move it back, and boom, Bob's your uncle. We got our thing fixed up and ready to be used for whatever we need it to. All right, so let's get this piece, and now, just so I don't have to redo the whole thing, copy it over on this side. It's a copy, that's fine. Remove this portion. Okay, so let's see how do we do this without actually having to destroy the whole thing. All right. I want to have something for my shoes in here. So what this means is this lower portion here will have to be chopped off. I won't be having that portion there. So I do apologize, but you're gone. At the same time, I'm gonna have to find a way to basically remove this piece in here. You know what? I'll just do it like this. Remove this whole thing. Or better yet, instead of deleting it. What the hell? Of course, Max is gonna glitch and not let me get it back, so I'm gonna have to save first, because if Max crashes now, I'm gonna lose a lot of stuff. And when Max starts acting up and doesn't want to retrieve something with the Control Z, I do tend to save, because if it crashes, then I don't lose everything. So let's go with something like this then. Instead of having this lower part here, I'm going to delete it. Delete. Now. Bridge this across. Bridge this across. Or actually just cap these, both of them. Like so. this whole geometry in here is not really needed. So all of this is not needed on this side, so control backspace. I can get this thing to connect. Yeah, you just connect like this. A bit of an issue in here as an end-on, but nah. Okay, that's fine. And you can actually, you know what? I'm gonna move this thing upwards, so this is going to control crap. All right, let me put it this way then. I'm gonna symmetry this on the X. Yeah, that's fine. So now yep. What the hell? Just connect that thing to this, connect this thing to this. So now I can select this, move it upwards, and this will let me just to control this piece in here. So I can just go in like this. Inset 2 is fine. Now, all right, so the chamfer, yeah, the symmetry, I'm missing the symmetry. Symmetry is gonna be fine. And above the symmetry, I'm actually gonna put a collapse too. So turn off the chamfers, and in here, get this thing to, well, first of all, let me just remove these edges that I added in with the symmetry. Control backspace, just so I can get enough for extra geometry. This one I want to have extruding inwards like this. Now with the chamfer, yeah, the chamfer will not break anything, and I get my place for the shoes. Out of this, I can select this as a detach, move it up, so we have 2 of these. As a copy, drop a shell, drop a chamfer of a 0.5 maybe. Oh, it's way too much, 0.1. And in here, just remove these 2. Control backspace, now show me the whole thing. And on top of this thing, a UV map with a boxy look, 100 by 100 by 100. Get this thing down here as well, and delete the single one. The only thing that I want to do here is probably just select the front here and get it back on the X for negative, I don't know, 2. Yeah, 2 would work. Let's do the same thing over here. Select the X, negative 2. Cool, and what's left here is to do the same thing that we did on this side. We can have this whole thing without the lower portion. So let's see if I can actually do it this way. I'm gonna copy it here, and let's see about chopping off this lower part. Isolate it. Well, I'm definitely not going to be using the glass. So here we go over to the lowest part. Yeah, this is going to be easy then. Just delete this. Drop in 1 cut from there to there. 1 from there to there. There to there. Make sure everything is snapped, so don't get any issues. Remove that. That thing is snapped to that size, that's snapped to there. Bridge this across. Remove this small edge. And with everything here is still in the same drop down, we have all the modifiers at the same size. We can just move this thing in position like this. Just check it and make sure it's snapped correctly. Let's go in and center it like this. It's fine. Let me see. All right, go on the X. And just snap this thing to this one, and this is a perfect snap. All right, let me see the chat. Okay, you guys have been busy. I think we can make a rack of shoes from that. Yeah, that was the idea. What's up, everybody? Just dropping by. Aobait. Have you ever tried a 3D connection mouse? Is that the mouse that has that slider thing on top of it, where you can just like work in 3D in it? Looks wonky. I haven't tried it. Okay. So once we have this, we have the shoe rack on the bottom. Up here we have some glass. Probably should have kept that as well. Over on this side. There we go. It's fine enough. And just get the lower piece up here. Move it upwards. There we go. Boom, done. Fix up this thing as well. There we go. And there we go. All right, cool. So with this, I think I'm okay with how my scene, or not the scene, but how this, okay, not that, where's the other thing? I think we're close enough for this sort of a look, especially once we see how we want to deal with the recessed ceiling there. We'll see how that thing goes. But for now, I think I'm okay with the entrance to this place here, the area. I don't like this, so kind of looks nice even when you are walking. Even when you walk into the door, you're gonna be greeted by this place where you can just like leave your shoes, and you can step into this room, or you can just like walk down here. Have the bathroom. The bedroom is here. I'm more inclined to do something like this, maybe. Get this wall to move on this side a bit more, and this thing to be away from the door, at least to the point where the door would swing open. Because let's be honest, the outer door here, I don't want to have a regular door, or a regular type door, which just kind of swings in. And then we can go into the middle part and have a door that's going to be a sliding door. Because this is the height for the wall on top of here, so this is not actually that big. So once you bridge it together, you actually see how tall this thing is. So we have quite a bit of leniency until we get to the ceiling up here, which is nice. All right. Well, we're gonna see how this thing develops, because we do have one bedroom in here. So this might be some sort of a door with, of course, you're right, we wanted to make this thing with a small garden. Well, okay, all right, I'll give it back here. Pull this, oh, you know what? I'm gonna leave it like this for now, and we'll see how we deal with this when we get to this point. For now, all right, let's see what you guys say about the recessed portion here for this wall. Do you guys like this idea for something like this? What do you guys think? Should we play with this sort of an idea, or how do we deal with this? Yes, it's awesome, perfect, it looks nice. Okay, all right. Hell, if you guys say it looks perfect, it's gonna look perfect. All right, so let's continue dealing with some of the other issues that we have here for this scene before we start making some of the furniture for it and some of the items for it. The next thing that I want to approach is gonna be the interesting part, and let's play around with a bit with the kitchen. Now, last stream we had some great ideas about kitchen that kind of fell in line with the thing that we were building, and it was something like this. There is this rack above it, and the great thing about this is that we can use something like this for the decor. Instead of having recessed walls everywhere, we can have the recessed ceiling in here, but the rest of it can have these types of beams, and on them we can have some maybe some lights, or in here we can have some places where you can hang stuff for the kitchen and make it interesting. What do you guys think about this idea? Would you like to approach it like this, or do we take another look for a kitchen? Because this way we have a kitchen with interesting design for the cupboards, the kitchen cupboards, and we have this interesting design for the kitchen island. Or maybe if you guys have some ideas that you would like to share with me, feel free, drop in inside the Discord, and I can see that people have started sharing stuff and I haven't seen it yet. All right. Okay, you see there's a lot of these types of furnitures. All right, cool. Let's hit the kitchen idea with something like this and see how this thing is gonna look in our scene. It is a bit different. So what I'm gonna do first is I want to actually make it so that I have some sort of a division between these two rooms, because this is supposed to be some sort of a laundry room, but it's way too big, so it's going to end up being some sort of other room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and bridge these two together like this, so I know where I need to have the divider. And for the dividers, what I want to do is, I think that in the last stream somebody also shared an idea for some dividers. Let me see if I can find that thing. Yeah, this is what I had in mind. It's simple, yet I've seen this thing in many renditions of Japanese style houses, or one of those big castles that they have a lot of these as wall dividers. So we can use something like this as well. And honestly, it's not really that hard to create. I think it should be very, very fast to create. Let's do it like this then. Edit poly. If I can make it like this is gonna be done in less than a minute. So let's see if this is gonna work. Bridge. Detach. And delete that. Now in here, I want to connect. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is gonna work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move them inwards like this. Now go ahead, center this like so. Put it here. That's fine. And I'm gonna select everything. So all of the edges. Well, first of all, I'm gonna remove the smoothing groups so I can see this thing better. There you go. Select all of the edges, create a shape from the no. All right, let's do it like this then. Select the ones that are just going upwards, so vertical. Create shape from selection. Linear is fine. Select this. Create shape from selection. Linear is fine. Now, select all of this. Chamfer it. 1 centimeter with open like this. Hit it with a shell. This thing renderable. Thickness of 2. Make it rectangular and see 2 by 2 by 2. Same thing on the top. Go 2. Oh, okay, 1 by 3. There we go. Alright. Make it gray, make it darker gray. Let's see. And de-isolate. And this is not exactly what I had in mind. Mainly because looking at this thing, I just noticed that this thing is actually on the ground. So it's more like a frame that's on the ground and sitting down. It's like pictures. So damn. All right. So much for that idea then. But we did get a divider for now, so at least I know where this thing ends. Let me just check something. I'm gonna save this. I'm curious as hell, so I'm gonna see how this thing works. Alright, so before I put a shell on, I'm gonna turn off the shell. Hit it with a UV map, a planar one though. Fit on the y-axis. Fit. Alright. And let's just do this. Japanese art style. Alright. Japanese art. Alright, let's see what we have here. Japanese art. Hello. Yeah, see this is nice. That's really nice. But this is better. Please just show me the damn thing. Oh, really? No. Alright, copy image. Copy the image, show it to me here. You won't show it to me here. Alright then. There's a weird way this thing works. Let's go with something much. Save image. Art 01. Alright. And put it in here as art 01. And de-isolate, and let's see how this thing looks. Not bad. Not bad at all. We can play with something like this. For now, I'm just gonna leave it as such, and later on, if we find a better idea for something like this, we're gonna approach it that way. For now, I just want to keep it like this. So let's deal with the actual kitchen. Now for the kitchen, what is this? Ah, of course. Why is there this? No, this thing is not needed. So what I'm gonna do? Save. Okay, delete this. Select both bridge, and it won't work. Of course it won't work. Bridge and bridge. Remove. And cap. Select everything. Clear all. That will get rid of that issue with the smoothing. And de-isolate. Awesome. So we no longer have that unneeded wall in there. I don't want to make the tree trunk for the elevated floor. Well, if I put it in here, it's pretty much gonna close off half of the approach in here. This way, you actually have a much more accessible area, because take into account, this is gonna be the kitchen. So we're gonna make the kitchen in here, and we can even slide in this sort of a island. And if I slide in that island in here, you only have the place over here as the step in, so you can have a step. Otherwise, you're gonna have to, if I put the middle part here with the tree, that is going to basically half the place that you have, or the space that you have to walk up. So we'll see. If we got more place to go around later on, sure, I can add in a trunk. It's easy to add it, no problem. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it like this. So what I want to do now, oh, actually you are right, it is structural support. So I will have to have something in this mid part, but with the structural support of this house, now these beams should help a bit. Hey, we'll deal with it. That's what we do. So let's go like this. First, I want to get me my, alright, to about there. That's fine. Now, cool. Make this thing 30. Yep. And there. So first beam goes down like so. Get it off from the actual corner. And we want to have how many of these? Let's try with 3. 2 and 3. And just to make it more interesting, I'm going to bring these down. I'm going to have two more going across. Move it in to go all the way up to the corner. This is going to give our scene so much more diversity on details. So, all right, so we got this thing, and select these ones, move them up like this. Oh, they are? My guess is I'm guessing that they're using the laundry rooms for as their bathrooms, or they're doubling down, because I don't get it. Why else would you have this big of a thing? So, oh snap! All right, let's move it like this. So over on this side, and I can get this middle piece here to go all the way up to here, which will add in needed support for the house. So you see, if we have these beams, these load-bearing beams going across the house like this, but that means that this middle part here shouldn't go all the way through, and these should continue all the way through. So move it to about there, move this thing inwards a bit more. All right, now this makes a bit more sense. All right, let me get the connections for these guys, because on these ones we're gonna have even ones that are a bit lower, which is gonna be this piece. So these are the ones that are on the top. Look at what the hell did you just write down? If this thing opens porn, Sarah, it's your fault. I'm just gonna write down this thing in my search engine, and I have no idea what the hell this thing says, but like I said, if it opens up porn, it's your fault. Okay, that's a really spacious laundry room. But why? All right, shit, we can play with that. All right, I guess we're gonna have to have something on this portion here, which will make the house a bit more structurally safe. So let's just, for now, just so I know and I can see what the hell this thing looks like, I can just put a placeholder in the middle here, raise it up. Put it upwards, increase the height to maybe like this. Oh, you know what? This doesn't really look that bad. Okay. Hell, we can play with something like this. Let's just go and do something like this. Give it a bit of height. We don't really want to spend all that time just trying to get look. So for this, turbo smooth, some noise, break it up as a fractal one, scale is fine, roughness, go strength, Strength. Oh, hell no, not that much. Alright, a bit more, a bit more. Okay. Edit poly. Z. Z. Turbo smooth. Boom. Let's add in some, you know what? Wooden texture should work here as well. This time around, we're going to use a cylindrical with a cap. That's fine. Although we might increase the... no. Yeah. This will give me a better look at this geometry like this. So let's hit it with, so it's right, 60 by 60. No, 60 by 120. I want it to be a bit like this. And de-isolate. You know what, it's always this goddamn wall, it's in the way. Alright, what do you guys think? For this one, on the other hand, though, I just want to have something like this, at least for the bottom. Alright, control and detach as a, no, not as a clone, but detach, just detach. Okay, move it up a bit. Regularize this. Shell it. Ooh, wait, something got screwy here. Regularize this. There we go. Shell and move it up. All right, for the top, I'm gonna have to do the same thing again. Control, detach. The outer one, regularize it. Make it a shell so it goes down. Of course, it's not going to be the same height because this thing goes through the goddamn wall. I have to bring it down like this. And now, edit poly. Remove this top portion. Chamfer the edges so we don't get this sharp turn. Small chamfer. 0.1. And there we go. Probably should have made this thing a tad bit thicker. Of course, it's going to be the other way around. God damn it. Fine. There. There we go. Alright. This thing, the shell should go a bit up more, like this. Edit poly, remove the lower portion here. Delete. Chamfer these edges. .2. And the UV map to help with this thing is a cylindrical one with the cap on. Fit it and scale this thing out like this. This thing, and this thing can all be named gray. There we go. All right. Needs a little stump to look realistic. Oh, what the hell, Sarah? What kind of a stump? What do you mean? Should be thicker at bottom and thinner at top to look natural, I think. Well, that might be right, but since the main reason why we placed this thing here was to get some structural stability to this house, I guess that the main reason to use this thing would be to make it so that this is the middle part of the tree. So it should be the same width. What does it have in the reference image then? Oh, you want to have some of these guys? Oh, hell no. If I wanted to have a tree trunk like that thing, I would have done the model in SpeedTree and just export that thing in here. But since I wanted to make it so it's a bit quicker, that's why I actually did this. But let's... damn it. You know what? I'm not making a trunk stump right now. I just want to get this thing finished now. But if you really are really into those stumps, I can add it later on. For now, I want to make it so that these guys look... Alright, put it about there. Like they are meeting each other. Like that. Alright, mental note, don't make this thing red while you're modeling, because you cannot see what the hell you have selected. Alright, you guys are still sharing stuff, that's nice. Ooh, hello. Free Japanese music. Sir, if I click this thing and it opens up some stuff and gets my free Japanese music last up. Alright, this is Sarah's choice. If I get a strike for some of these, I'm not gonna be a happy camper. There we go. All right, so oh, and like I said, in case YouTube decides that this thing is copyrighted, what will happen is whatever we say now or whatever I do for voice will simply not be heard. So it will be Sarah's fault. I want it to be known, but I do appreciate the music. Okay, now let's cap this. Let's get away with a chamfer modifier. Oh, quad standard chamfer 3.5. Okay, got this thing on. We will need to add in some way to connect these. Something like a tickling or whatever the hell they're called. Attach all of these together, make it again chamfer. One. What did I use here? I use a 0.5. So again, let's use the same thing over here, 0.5. Kind of looks goddamn weird. The reason for looking weird is that I need to have at least 2 in here, because if this is really, or just make it here so it's in the middle. 1 can get away with the middle, but now, hey, you know what? Hahaha. I can move the wall, but then it has no goddamn sense because this wall in here is not in the middle of here. But then again, I can move that wall as well. The great thing about not having a fixed blueprint is you can move stuff around. Do about, nah, not doing that. I'm not doing that. Not doing that at all. So I'm gonna do it like this. Back to here. And for this piece, well, this is where I'm gonna hang the kitchen, whatever it's called. Alright, that's fine. Free Japanese music. Alright, let me see. What is the second one? This is Boom. We got this. All right. Let's see. Really quickly. Adding the 100 by 100 by 100. Copy it over from here to these guys as well. Paste. Copy, paste. Give them the same wood that we're using everywhere, which is gonna end up really being overused, but what the hell. Okay. This is a nice position for our wall. So let's remove this thing for now. Selection and start creating stuff for the kitchen. Now, for this kitchen, what I can see is we have a pretty standardized kitchen, and most of it is just going to end up being box modeling. And even these guys, even the weave in here, that's going to be easy to create. And the great thing about it is that it's, well, it's more or less standard sized. So let's get this. Let's put this thing over the side. Alright, let's suggestion. I found your channel a few days ago. I wonder whether you do texturing after modeling in 3D V-Ray or not. I haven't done them yet on the live streams, mainly because when I do texturing and when I do the rendering, it takes time, and well, it's not the ideal thing for doing them on live streams. But I do say but, as soon as I finish up with the thing that I'm recording and rendering for the last 4 days now, I'm gonna go back and try to do tutorials on all of the live streams that we've done so far. But that will take time, so I cannot give you like an ETA that's gonna be definite. Like for the last 4 days, or yeah, now it's the 4th day, I've been just rendering the videos that I've recorded, and I have another 4 or 5 videos to record and then render them out. So once those are finished, they will be packed as the first premium tutorial, and then I can get back to doing probably even the first live stream that we did with the bar, then get back to doing the cabin, then go down to doing the what was it, the micro apartment we did, and finally get to this thing. Dude, so far the only texture that I have here is the same wood, and it's just as a placeholder, so I can see how this thing looks. This is by far not going to be the final texture we go with. So for now it's just a placeholder, so now it's wood, so don't worry about it. Alright, now, where's the kitchen? Alright, so let's go over and create some of the stuff for here, and let's just name everything. In here, go tools, rename tool, rename objects. Base name, kitchen beams. Suffix numbered. Yeah, let's go from 0 to 1, rename. Boom, all of these should be the same thing. Kitchen beams, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Alright, make this into a kitchen room. Oh yeah, this is my flow. Kudos to Sarah for the music. God, I really hope this thing doesn't have a copyright on it, because it sounds so good. Gorilla Beats. it says no copyright. We'll see. Okay, hide this for now. 1, 2, 3, and let's get over to the kitchen. I'm gonna move this thing to the side so it's not in the way. The name of the song in here is Drilla Beats Hozu. Yeah, there you go. Boom. Name of the song. Well, actually, you know what? Here is the whole name of the song on YouTube. So, there you go. Alright, let's do the unboxing thing for this side. The auto grid is off, so one box in here. What was the height for the kitchen? You guys always know these types of stuff. Of course you do. Alright, so height is going to be 90. Dude, this is not hip-hop. This is Japanese theme, more or less the new age stuff. I'm not sure this is hip-hop genre, but still. It's maybe some sort of a hip-hop. Alright, we got that thing there. Sort of refrigerator. We don't have to build one because we already did one. So yay for us. And we also have, well, we have a refrigerator. We have the oven and the top here from our apartment, so we can use those two, which is always a plus, you see. Move this thing a bit back, like this. How many songs is there in this list? Only 9, damn it. Okay, alright, well then, let's go ahead and open up our micro apartment and start stealing stuff from there. What else might we take from our apartment in here? Except that thing. Well, actually, you know what? For now, let's just steal that. Get the oven. Yeah, we can steal the doors as well. Simple to do this. What do I have selected now? Alright. Alright, so you move over to this side. You can get stolen. What are we having here? Alright, here we're stealing the fridge. Move it over here. the faucet for this thing with the kitchen as well. Boom. This is the wrong one. God damn it, this is the goddamn wrong one. I need to find the one from the kitchen. No? What the hell? What is there? Alright. That can be stolen. Alright, are we stealing a regular door or are we stealing one of these doors? You know what? I'll just steal this one. Along with the frame. Yep, take this. Door for the the sliding doors. Put them over there. I'm not gonna take the shower though. In this Japanese style, I don't think we're gonna be using a shower head like this. Instead, we're gonna have a different type of a bath. So yeah. Hey man, don't hate on the skeleton guy. You're body shaming him. What can he do? There is no way he can put on some weight. He's been trying. He's been eating a lot. But you know, don't body shame him. All right. This one, nah, doesn't fill in the. You're actually right. The toilet would be fine. You know what? Just take all of this stuff, put it in there, rotate. It feels like we're thieves. We're in here to steal stuff and get out of here. No, this will not work. The clock. Nah, not leaving that. Not taking that. All right, so no, not taking those pillows now. I'm gonna do something else. So I'm gonna go ahead and do something like this. Unfreeze all, unhide all, select all, delete all. Save this thing as a different name. Transfer. Transfer scene. Save. And boom, who's your daddy boy? Boom. Back to our Japanese style house. Time to re-import what we just stole. Alright, let's see, where the hell did I save that thing? Twitch. Report, no. Transfer scene. Oh, hell, I just forgot something. Alright, before I screw up my scene, then I have to like do a lot of cleanup. I'm gonna do this, select everything and put it in one layer. So make it in the default one, it's fine. Remove all of these guys. Hell, I forgot you cannot select multiple things and just delete them all. To go one by one. Delete. Can I delete all of them? Yes, I can. Does anybody know what the hell these guys are? They started appearing up in my scenes. I have no idea how to remove them. Point helpers. I don't need point helpers. Just want you to get rid of me. And now I can delete them. Hell. Delete. Delete. Finally. Point help us my ass. Alright. Alright. Japanese house. Boom. Alright. Transfer, merge. Crap. Is this gonna put everything in? Oh no. We'll call this new layer. Ported stuff. Alright, awesome. First thing we're gonna steal, or just close this group, it's gonna be the fridge. Hello, fridge. Get in the right position, rotate around. I love the fact that we actually modeled this and we can start reusing this thing over and over and over again. So put it maybe almost over here to the corner. Well, actually not all the way, because we want to be able to open up the door. So maybe something like this corner, like this. That's cool. Put that thing over there. Now, second thing we want to put in here is the stove. And welcome to modern living with Japanese style. 90. Yeah, these guy wants to have a smaller stove, but we don't really care. Group this stove. Put it back. We're gonna have to make this thing a tad bit thicker. How much is this? 7.5 centimeters. So y minus 7.5, which means this thing needs to get on this side on the x for 7.5. So we continue with the same thickness everywhere. Alright, that's nice. Of course, god damn it. From what I remember, the height of this counter, the kitchen counter, was 90 for people that are Sarah's height, and there was like 100 or 110 for people that were my size. And Sarah just tricked me into making this thing for people her size, which is normal because this is a Japanese style house, so people are shorter there. So, okay, Sarah, guess 1-0 for the gnomes in the world. Alright, open up. Yes, Sarah. Only you, the Japanese people, and the gnomes in the world are this size. Oh god, I do apologize if somebody's Japanese and listening to me. I have nothing against you. I'm just pulling on Sarah. What the f... See? See, when we were stealing stuff from the other scene, we forgot to steal some geometry for the actual thing here. God damn it. Alright, let's move this thing a bit. We suck at stealing. Alright, cool. Alright, select everything in here. And deselect everything else. Go to maybe this place here, like this. Actually pretty good. Now I want to take this thing and delete it, because that was a group without the actual missing link. So now with the piece that I have in here, just alright, move that thing and group it up together as a stove again. And what we want to do is start adding in some of the geometry. One in there and one in there. And just put one there as well. Another one. In there. Bridge. There we go. All right. There is no shortcut for Swift Loop. I've actually set it up myself. Where you can find it is you go over here in the modeling, you have Swift Loop, but if you want to make it so you have your own dedicated shortcut, just go ahead and change it in the customize user interface, or was it? Yeah, the customize user interface. And in here there is an option. Let me see which one it was. Come on, open up. There we go. Go shortcut 0, Swift Loop. So just find it. You go over here, write down Swift Loop, and choose whatever you want to use. I'm using number 0 on my keypad, and it's always the biggest key on the number pad, and it's closer to my mouse, so I use the number pad 0. Now, in here we can just put on the sink, and I really need to find the faucet for this for the kitchen, because this one is for the bathroom. But for now, I guess I'll just deal with it like this. All right, let's see, how do we separate this thing? I want to have, how many do we have? I have here. Let's go connect and try with, yeah, 2 segments should work. The great thing about this thing is here that this can be drawers, this can be the whole thing. It's okay. Shouldn't be any problems. This can be the whole thing, this can be the whole thing. Yeah, yep, this is gonna work. So select this, go, well, first of all, let's edit like this, another edit poly. So now I can work with this, and in case I screw up something, I can just delete the edit poly. All right, so inset. 1 centimeter. What the hell just happened? Where did the maze go? 1 centimeter. Eh, not bad. Not bad. 1 can work. Inset of 1 as well. And select these guys. Bring them in. Extrude them inwards. Really doesn't matter how far they go, because they will not be seen. But we will do something else. We're gonna detach these. We're gonna detach as a clone. Select them. Center to object. Bring them all the way back to where they were. remove these guys, make them a shell. Make it 2 by 0, like so. And the interesting thing about this kitchen is that even these guys, like the actual doors, they have this woven pattern on them. So let's create that woven part for some of these guys. So select that, go isolate just this as such. Let's go isolate all of them and inset for, let's try it, 5 centimeters. 5 centimeters should work. Go hit OK. Select the front ones, detach as a clone. Select the front again, select the back, and go ahead and bridge them so we have nothing left. And now let's work with these guys. Let's see how do we make them follow that line. So what I'm going to do is, if I want to create something like that, let's try it like this. I'm going to connect with quite a bit of these guys. Let's try with 35 maybe. 35, and now I want to go over, select like this, and definitely not use 35 here, maybe 20, till we get more or less like squares. Alright, cool. Once we have this, what I want to do is I want to create shapes from selection. It's fine, it can be linear. Alright, select this, enable and enable viewport, ring, deselect the top ones. Actually, you know what? Select the top ones as well. Make it a loop. Create shape from selection. Boom. And is there a reason why I'm making this thing as geometry and not as a shader? Well, it's simple. If you take a look at here, you're going to see that this is not actual shader, but this is geometry. Light can go through it. So hence, I'm making a pattern for something that needs to be geometry. And since this is going to be a woven geometry, we're going to have to do something like this. Now select I wouldn't do it with an alpha. Especially if, oh wait a second, why do I have soft selection on? I don't, so what the hell is up with the colors? Alright, so select one, skip one, select one, skip one. God damn, this is hard on my eyes. Plus, the whole idea of these streams is so I can show you how to model some stuff. Move this back. Control I will select the inverted ones. We don't need the other ones from this side, so this one can go up a bit to the front. And now, renderable, make them a lot smaller. Now let's just make them to the right size. So 0.5, 0.5. All right. Yes, there is. It's the select similar, I think, or was it somewhere around here? There should be an option, but for that thing, I think it only works when you are in Edit Poly. So I can probably do it like that as well. Maybe Render viewport snap. Alright, so let me just copy it. Well, the settings I have here: rectangular 0.5 and 1. Go rectangular 0.5 and 1. .5. I think the one that you were talking about is when you go over in Edit Poly, you can go down to the selection here, and when you select stuff, you can go with the loop and dot loop. So basically, it's selecting one, skipping one, selecting one, skipping one. That's the I think that's the one that you're looking for, or the ring selection dot ring. If that's not the one that you're thinking of, then I do apologize. Fine, but I need to make this thing so it's a bit, yeah, something like this. Okay, now for this, what I'm gonna do is, since I'm only gonna be working with one of these, and then I'm gonna copy it over to the other side. Select this, and delete the corners. Select this, deselect these guys, delete the corners. What this is going to allow me to do is, now when I add a, first of all, let's just do this. I don't need those. Edit Poly. I don't need use. Alright, like that. Now, turbo smooth. But before I do the turbo smooth, I'm going to pop a chamfer on top. A very, very small chamfer. Like this. Underneath the turbo smooth. Well, this might be a bit of a different approach, because these guys don't end up at the corner, so I might have to extrude them outwards a bit. We'll see. Delete that. I just want to see how the weave is going to be done. The other way that you can just do it this way, the easiest way to do something like this would just to make one weave and then just basically make it so it kind of clones from that strand or that weave. But since we just started doing it this way, it's just I'm just doing it on the whole thing. 0.1 minimum angle 50 and chamfer. There we go, I can actually see something. MPC, so select everything. Gray. There we go. Ooh, I almost said some bad words. Alright, so now for this, I actually want to get this thing back, so it's like that. Where's this piece? Over here. Goes back in here, and we're fixed. No problems whatsoever. Let's just see something like this. Move this thing around. And that's 45. Alright, pull this weave. it's gonna be easier just to select it like this. Give me 2 copies of this thing. And there we go. We got the first selection up here for this thing. These guys should get their own chamfer as well. So let's go with 0.1. Get you guys to something gray. Alright, awesome. Our modern Japanese old house is slowly starting to get its kitchen, which is nice. I'm gonna hide you guys up. I'll hide you as well, so we can focus on this. What do we have here? Yeah, that's bedroom or bathroom. This thing might actually be used somewhere here, but instead of a glass, we might have a different sort of a. Wait a second, wasn't this thing supposed to have like 5 or 9 songs? Where the hell is this music coming from? Oh, it's still on. Oh, dude, this is 1 hour long song. Snap, why not? Oh, wow. All right, I just noticed we just went over the 2-hour mark. Well, today's stream went by fast. All right, I'm gonna save this thing here. And I'm gonna say something that is totally right for today. Today was a fun day. Today was a fun stream. You guys had some great ideas. We created some stuff for our room. I'm actually proud as how this thing is slowly starting to like get together. Especially if I go over and the kitchen room, unhide this thing as well. We're slowly starting to build up. So everything that we see here in this thing was created by us for our room today. It was a good progress. So next time we continue, we will finish up the kitchen. We'll probably go on to doing the bathrooms, doing the bedrooms, and that might actually be fun. Actually, then we might get down to start doing some other stuff for the interior and hopefully build some stuff that we might actually reuse in some other projects as well. So I'd like to thank everybody that was with me today. And well, here's my question though. First of all, before I log out, everybody who's with me now and watching this, or if you are on YouTube and you've somehow magically managed to watch the 2-hour mark, well then, kudos to you guys. Don't forget to leave a like on the videos. And now here's the great question to you guys. How would you like me to make another stream this week? Is that going to be something you guys would like to see, or do we just leave it for next Tuesday? And that other stream would probably end up being maybe tomorrow. What do you guys think? Should we make another stream tomorrow or leave it for Tuesday? Let me just take a look. That was fun. Hey, well, Danny, if this was your first time, hope to see you again, man. damn, we got a lot of people that are here for the first time. I will be gentle. Oh man, I love the comments. Tomorrow is fine. Alright. Well then, I will do my best to go for it tomorrow, and we can continue having some fun building up this place, because it's honestly it was fun. Sarah, what about you? Can you be with me tomorrow? Let's see what have you guys here. Yep. All right. Well then, it's settled. Tomorrow we're gonna have another stream, and we will continue building up this scene, and hopefully have some good progress. So in Japanese, goodbye, sayonara, boys, and as I always like to say on my end of my streams, peace.